Thank you very much, dear Mr. President, my fellow colleagues. 3 years ago, Ukraine rebelled against criminal regime of the corrupt government. 3 years ago, started the war for independence, welfare, and the European destiny of Ukraine. In the contemporary history of Ukraine, we can hardly find any other country than Ukraine which citizen consciously went toward the death fighting for the European values, and I do emphasize on this. When we hear that there is no changes in Ukraine, this causes a deep indignation in Ukrainians themselves and by many of our foreign partners. That changes take place, and these changes are irreversible. Dear colleagues, I want to report about the ongoing judicial reform in Ukraine. The changes on the judicial system to the Constitution of Ukraine and the laws of Ukraine on the judicial system and status of judges came into force 30 September 2016. The main goal for this judicial reform is depoliticization of the judicial branch. Without powerful, effective, and independent judges, no country will be able to fight against corruption to protect the human rights. So what will this judicial reform change? And then again, I would like to stress that this is ongoing reform. The Parliament of Ukraine lost the power to have any influence on the appointment of judges. The question about dislocation of judges will be led on the High Council of Justice. The President will only perform ceremonial functions as the person who will appoint the judges. It's necessary to understand that the right of President to dislocate the judges during the two-year transition period is temporary, and such provision was agreed with the Venice Commission. I also would like to remind that the Parliament of Ukraine still possesses the right for non-confidence vote for the General Attorney. Therefore, the President will not have a determining influence of the General Attorney. I believe that this is the right step which will provide the compliance of the balance among the power branches. The creation of High Council of Justice is an important step in the judicial reform. This body will be politically independent. High Council of Justice will consist of 21 members. 10 of them will be elected by Congress of Justice of Ukraine from the judges or retired judges. The chairman of Supreme Court will be presented in the High Council of Justice ex officio. The proposed principle of formation of the High Council of Justice reflect the European standard applicable to such a similar body, where judges elected by judges must constitute a majority of its members. According to the judicial reform, the power to arrest the judges for his or her custodial detention is given now to the High Council of Justice, while the Parliament has lost such power. Dear colleagues, judicial reform is a real story of success. This is change which will change the outlook of the attitude of Ukrainian justice system. And the more such stories will appear, the faster Ukraine will really become a full part of united, democratic, and liberal Europe. Thank you very much for your attention.